welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I posted my last makeup tutorial, but here I am back at it with another makeup tutorial for you all. So I've been super MIA this entire summer. If you guys have been following me on Instagram and TikTok, you already know I've been traveling a lot. So I was in Maldives, I went to Dubai, and then last month for my birthday month in September, I went to Miami. I got sick everywhere I went. So I have like so many looks that I did during my trips and I never got a chance to film them. So today I'm actually recreating one of the looks that I had on during my most recent trip to Miami. I wore this orange dress, which I'll show you guys at the end, but I'm just recreating a look that I had on with this dress, and I'm gonna kind of spice it up a bit because it's pumpkin season. I'm wearing an orange dress and I'm feeling really festive, so I want this to be kind of like a fall look, but I mean, do what you want with it. I'm excited to be back here filming another makeup tutorial. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I've already got my primer on. I have on the Glow Recipes Niacinamide Dew Drops, but I'm just gonna put a little bit more on just to show you. These drops are so good. They do have fragrance in them, so if you have sensitive skin, I don't recommend this product, but I can get away with using fragrance in my skincare, so it's not a big deal. But this shit is like, it makes your face sticky, so it's like really good to put on underneath makeup. You only need like 2 pumps, but sometimes I go overboard and put like 3 or 4, but that's because I have dry skin, so like I can get away with it. If you have oily skin, you probably don't need that much. So yeah, I mean, just look, like my skin is skinning just with this on. I'm gonna put this back in my little skincare fridge. I got a new skincare fridge. Shout out to my girl Salsa for getting it for me for my birthday, but it's super cute. So a lot has changed since I've done like my last YouTube video. So this is gonna be like super chatty. I have a lot to say. My cat Sheru's here today. Maybe if he wants to grace us with his presence a little bit later on, I will show him to you. Make sure you follow him on Instagram too, Sheru my guy. I'm using the Vasanthi color corrector. I don't know why I tilted my head with this. Ignore me, you guys, I'm tripping. But this is the Vasanthi color corrector. Hello. Focus. Whenever I use this product, people always ask me what shade, what shade. It's literally one shade. It's just a correcting shade. It's VO2. So what it is it's like a peachy corrector, and you use it to basically cancel out the darkness in any of the areas on your face that have hyperpigmentation. So like my dark circles, or like if you have this problem, it's very common in Asian women. Some around my mouth, because this area is a little bit discolored as well. And then I had a blemish here, like right in between my eyebrows. So it's healing, but there's still grayness from when I popped it. So yeah, you just need the smallest amount. A little goes such a long way. So yeah, I'm just blending this in with a brush. I'm using this new brush that I got, actually. This is by Real Techniques, and it's like a double-ended brush. So one side it's foundation and then the other side it's a concealer brush, but it also, like, you can cover it, which I think is pretty cool, because like if you throw it in your bag or something, like it won't get dirty. This is the number. This side is 232 and this side is 231, but I think it's like the foundation and concealer, something like that. So yeah, I was debating on if I should do a TikTok video today of me getting ready or a YouTube video, and I remembered that last time I went live on TikTok, a lot of you guys were like asking me to do a makeup tutorial, saying that you missed my tutorials on YouTube. So this one's for you guys. I'm so glad that you guys said that, because I feel like I've been in such a funk lately. Like I just don't feel like doing anything. I have no motivation like whatsoever. I don't know if this is just like seasonal depression coming early, or I'm just tired. Like I'm just so tired. I'm just tired of life in general, honestly. And like I had a lot of fun this year. I really did. But I also had a lot of downsides this year too. Like I had so many flare-ups. Like my health has been so shitty lately, so that's another thing. Like I'm not trying to give you guys excuses like why I haven't been here, but like honestly, that is the main reason, because I'm like always sick and I don't have it in me to like actually come in front of you and like make a makeup tutorial, because like y'all don't realize how much effort it takes to do this. Like I have to hype myself up just to like sit in front of a camera and do what I do for YouTube. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I traveled a lot this year. In the summer, me and Danish went to Maldives, and then we went to Dubai for like pretty much a freaking month. We were in Maldives for like a week, and then after that we went to Dubai for the rest of our trip, and I was there from June to July. And then when we came back, like we were here for the month of August, just like, you know. Alright, before I just start completely rapping because I'm already getting sidetracked, I'm using the Rare Beauty foundation. This is in the shade 360W. So yeah, it was my first time in Maldives, same with Danish, but it was his first time in Dubai and then my second time in Dubai. The first time I went to Dubai was before I got married. I went with my parents, like as a stopover. We were going for Umrah, and we were in Dubai for like 3 days. That was the first time that I went. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really do anything the last time I went anyway. So this was definitely a great experience. I had a great time. It was like a much needed break. You know how when you go on vacation and then you come back and it's like you get more stressed from coming back from vacation? We had a really great time. I did not want to come back at all. I feel like I got more stressed coming back from vacation because it's like I was still in that vacation mindset, but like responsibilities, priorities, they came back. Well, I came back to them. So that was annoying. So I'm using a foundation brush, but the way that I'm applying it is like, okay, so I'm swiping, yeah, but it's blending in. Like I'm not having to like go back and keep tapping it because this foundation brush is really dense. So it's helping with the application. I don't really like foundation brushes like this because foundation is not meant to be like painted on, and like these brushes remind me of like painting. But like when you do makeup, it's not the same thing. You're not painting your foundation on, you're stippling it or you're buffing it into your skin, because that's how you're gonna get a natural finish. Or not a natural finish, but more of like a skin-like finish. So yeah, I guess like natural finish. But you guys know what I mean. Like even if you're trying to go for full coverage, you don't swipe. You always push the product in. And then always take it down to your neck, especially if you're wearing like a low cut dress or shirt or whatever like I am. Like you always want to make sure that it matches something, like even if it's not your neck, like your arm or like something, you know what I mean? Alright, so now I'm just taking a damp sponge and I'm going over my entire face with this, just in case there's any like streaks or anything like that, and to just really push that product into my skin. Hey Shadow. If I could show you him, I would, but he's literally like stretched out on my desk in front of me. I have like the two, you guys know, I've done a makeup room tour, but like on my table where I get ready. And like I've actually changed my setup a little bit. I have more stuff on my desk now, including my cat. So for concealer today, I'm taking this e.l.f. concealer. It's really light. This is in the shade Light Sand. I got like a really light color because I wanted to use this for brightening. So like you guys know how sometimes I use concealer by itself. I wouldn't be able to use this one by itself. Like I would only be able to use this with foundation because this is like how light it is. It wouldn't balance out if I wore it by itself. So what I'm doing today is, since I have like a full face going on, I want this area to be really bright. So that's why I'm using a really light concealer today. And we will see how this works out, because honestly, like I've never used this light of a concealer since like, I want to say 2016, back when that whole thing was a trend. But I want to see if this will work out, because I'm going to blend it in with the same foundation brush that I was using earlier. So I'm going back into my foundation brush and I'm just pushing this product in. So I'm taking it up to my eyelids too, to like help prime and also cancel out any darkness up there. It's not perfect because I'm about to go in with the sponge anyway, but this is just helping me spread the products out so I do get a good blend. But like, can you imagine if I just stop right here and set it like this? That would look insane. So now I'm just going in with my Damp Beauty sponge. This Damp Beauty sponge is from Amazon. It comes in a set of 5. So it comes like this, like it comes in a little box. I'm using the red one. And they're super cheap. They're like $5 or not even. I really love these sponges. And the good thing about them is that like it's really easy to clean. You know how sometimes with sponges, so like I use a bar soap when I clean them. I just like go into the bar soap and then I'll squeeze it out and I'll keep doing it until all the product from the sponge gets off. But like the good thing about these sponges is that it doesn't absorb too much product. Like it's still easy to clean, because you know how with the beauty blender, like product gets stuck in there and then it's stuck. It never comes out. Well, from my experience at least. I forgot to do the sides of my mouth. So I'm doing that. I'm gonna go in with another layer of concealer. I know, how much concealer do you need? But you guys know I'm addicted, so I'm taking the Rare Beauty concealer. This is in the shade 320W, so it's a little bit warmer. And I'm just gonna focus this right into my socket, just so like that my under eye area can look more lifted. Because y'all know, God blessed me with genetic dark circles. So gotta take care of those, you know what I mean? So see the difference? It just looks more lifelike. Honestly, you guys, I want to say it, the Rare Beauty concealer really grew on me. It's definitely one of my favorites. Alright, for cream contour and bronzer, I'm taking this Makeup Forever palette. Don't judge it. I know it's really messy, but I only use this on myself. So it has 5 colors in it. This is the shade number 4. So they have like different color ranges in this, and I have the number 4. So I'm taking a combination of this one and this one, and I'm just gonna start working that into my cheekbone. Oh, you guys haven't even seen my red hair. So I just curled my hair, but yeah, I went red like a few months ago. Actually, I think I had red hair in my last makeup tutorial, but I don't think it was as red as it is now. So I have dyed my hair like 3-4 times this year. I keep up with the toning at home myself. I get a lot of questions about it, so I'm just like thinking of things that like people would want me to talk about in this video, so I'm gonna talk about my hair. So yeah, I just toned my hair with this shampoo. It's called a Viral shampoo. It's supposedly vegan, and that's what I use to keep up with the red. It's actually a little bit faded right now, like it's 1 week faded. I try to keep up with the color myself once every, I want to say like 10 days. So a lot of things have changed about my makeup style since my last videos. I'm not really into like harsh contouring anymore. I still like the contoured look, but like this cream contour, I'm literally only doing it because I'm making a video, but otherwise I never cream contour. I literally just use bronzers or like powders or whatever, because I feel like the amount of time you're spending on doing cream and setting with powder, you might as well just use powders. But if you're a beginner, you should master cream first, because cream is actually easier than powder because it's more forgiving. Like you don't have to keep blending, you know what I mean? Like you just go in with your sponge or your brush or whatever, and it keeps, like you can continue blending. But when you have powder on, there's only so much you can blend. So yeah, if you're a beginner, cream is the way to go. Or if you're a bride, actually, I forgot that, because like it looks more enhanced when you do 2 different layers of it. Oh, my hair keeps getting stuck. So you know how sometimes in makeup tutorials, like you'll see how they do the underpainting or everything so neat and stuff, and then they blend it out all together. Instead, like I'm applying it and I'm blending, and that's one way to like save time if you are doing the whole cream contour. Instead of applying the whole thing and then blending it out all at once, just blend it as you apply it, because it'll just be so much easier. Like you won't have to worry about it. You won't have to keep coming back to it. Alright, for blush, I'm taking the Rare Beauty Cream Blush, and this is in the shade Joy. I'm addicted to her cream blushes. They're so pigmented, and it's so therapeutic to put on. But I will also say the same thing. It's kind of unnecessary because, like, if you're gonna set it with powder anyway, why do that whole extra step? So I'm just blending it with the same foundation brush. I feel like I got this bump right here from Shadow because I like put my face in him every single time because he's so cute. Like, I can't help it. So like I stick my face in him and I kiss him and stuff, and then I scratch my face later because I feel like there's fur. So here is where we are at. I'm gonna set now, and I'm gonna start by setting underneath my eyes. So first I'm making sure to tap out any of the creases that I may have gotten. Alright, for setting underneath my eyes, you guys know that I am obsessed with under eye routine, okay? So I'm like obsessed with finding the perfect concealer, the perfect color corrector, the perfect under eye setting powder. And I think that I have finally figured out that my all-time favorite under eye setting powder is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I've used this product before. I do also use the MAC Studio Fix powder, and I also have been using this new powder too, the Pat McGrath under eye setting powder. The thing with this powder is I feel like it only looks good if you put another powder underneath it. Like, it doesn't look good if I set it directly with this. Again, tap out any creases that you have. If you blink, if you squint, if you laugh, like, you will get a crease. So before you set it, you don't want to set your creases in place, so make sure that you smooth those over. I'm taking this powder and I'm taking this Eco Tools brush. It's like a small, very dense brush. And here's how I'm gonna apply it. So I evenly coated the brush. I want to make sure that there isn't like so much powder on the brush. And what I'm doing is I'm just pressing it in. Like, actually pushing this powder into my under eye. Okay. So this is with one layer, this is with nothing. And there we go. So this is just how I set it. And I go back in, like, I keep layering it until I'm happy with it. And I'm pretty much setting everywhere where I had concealer. And then also with whatever's left over, like after I've hit it in different zones of my face, like look how much is left. You can barely see anything. BRB. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hey.
So yeah, I just keep going in with as many layers as it takes to get me to be happy. Usually it's about like 2 to 3 layers, and like I do it in such thin layers. That's what keeps it looking fresh, and it like prevents it from getting cakey so fast. See, the thing is though that my under eyes can handle it. Like, I have trained my face to accept this much makeup, but you have to do what your skin wants you to do. Like, don't slap on a shit ton of powder without testing it, like how your skin can handle the powder, because even with me, like, look, I have dry skin, but only certain powders look good underneath my eyes. For bronzer, I'm taking this one by Lawless. It's in the shade Summer Skin. You can use it for bronzing, for contouring. I find that on my skin tone, it looks pretty neutral. So I'm just lightly setting all the areas that I had cream bronzed. I'm also making sure to like keep it clean underneath because I don't want to take it too low. I didn't do like a nose contour, and I usually don't, but for the tutorial I'm just taking a little bit on a fluffy brush. I'm literally just shading the side of my nose and then hitting underneath as well. Now I'm going to clean it up because I don't want to leave my nose looking like this. So I'm cleaning up the sides and I'm just dipping into the same under eye setting powder. I was using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. So what have you guys been up to? Let me know in the comments below. Did you miss me on YouTube, or am I just doing this for no one? I am doing this for no one. I'm literally doing this so I can watch this video on my TV. And then for blush, I am taking this new blush that I got by Revlon. Clearly I got it from CVS. I couldn't take this damn tag off. But this is in the shade Apricot. It's just a neutral blush. So I'm using this on top of that cream blush that I applied earlier. I'm really just doing it to set it. That's pretty. And it matches. Like, see? This is the powdered version. And I'm putting it on top of the cream version, which is this. This is really powdery. So I was not expecting that. And then sometimes I even take my blush here, like around my forehead, just so that it looks more tied in, like that. Okay. Alright, before I do highlighter, I'm going to actually save highlighter for the very end. I am going to quickly do my brows. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is in the shade Dark Brown. This is like the problem brow because there's a gap here and I always like struggled filling it in. If you're a teenager watching this, learn from me, don't overpluck. When I was in high school, there were like so many different eyebrow trends. First it was the thick brows, then there was a time where like the sperm brows, like super skinny brows were in, and yeah, I overplucked. And like I overplucked so much to the point where it never grew back the same, so that's why I had to get them microbladed. Even though that happened like years ago, I just feel like over time my hair follicles just like got weaker and weaker from like non-stop threading and plucking or whatever. Alright, I just zoomed you guys in. We are starting with the eyes. So for eyes, I'm taking the Omrizi eyeshadow palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. When I went to Miami, I literally only took this one eyeshadow palette with me. When I travel, I try not to take so many different things. So I do kind of pre-plan my looks based off of my outfits. I like to have a general idea of the colors that I'm going to be wearing so that I can take palettes or like colors, you know, with the right tone. So I'm actually starting with my brow bone highlight, and for my brow bone highlight, I'm using the same highlighter that I'm going to be using on my face later on. It is the Laura Mercier Honey Star Light Catching Translucent Powder. So it says it's translucent, but it's really not. It advertises as a setting powder, so I like to use it as a highlighter. Like, see how shiny that is? You can't use this as a setting powder. You can only use this as like a loose highlighting powder or like a blush topping powder. I would not use this underneath my eyes to set my makeup. I did try it once before and it just looked too textured. So now I just use it as a highlighter. And I'm using this like all along my brow bone, even underneath the beginning, because it'll just bring a really nice light to this area right here. Shadow, he just like randomly woke up and decided that he's dirty, so he's now cleaning himself. Cats are so weird. I'm also just hitting the inner tear duct right now with the same powder. So you guys, this is kind of like my go-to glam look. Not really, but like kind of at the same time. Like, I still do the same technique, but with different products. So yeah, it is like my go-to glam look. Now I'm going into this shade right here. And this eye look is gonna be so simple. By the way, I'm using the Morphe M441 brush. I know it's like all chipped. That's the thing I hate about Morphe brushes. If you get like the M series, they always chip. So I hate that because it's like, dude, sometimes I can't see the numbers on it. So I'm taking this all the way across my lid too, just because it'll help act as a base for my eyeshadow for later on. You'll see. Oh, I love doing full glam. Like, seriously, it's such a pick-me-up. I really need to get back into doing these videos. So please, any requests, let me know. Don't be shy. There's nothing that I will say no to, seriously. Unless it's like, show me your feet or something weird like that. Because y'all on TikTok live be asking me the weirdest questions, seriously. I know I owe you guys a house tour. I'm gonna film that next. To be honest, like the reason that I was like procrastinating doing the house tour for so long was because my house still isn't like done. Like there's still so many things that I wanted to do, like paint. Like our bedroom hasn't even been touched yet. That's like the next project that we're supposed to work on together. So remember, if you guys follow me on Instagram, do you remember when I started painting my basement last year? And like I posted all about it on my Instagram stories and stuff, and I showed you like all the things that I bought. So yeah, I never finished that. That's why that vlog has not been up yet. And sorry, but Ishiru. He was like walking all over my palette, so I was like, okay, it's time. Open your eyes, baby. Look, who's that? Who's that on the screen? Who's that? I have become that cat mom. You smell so yummy. I got cat cologne for him that smells just like baby powder. And every time I put it on him, like I just want to eat him. Like he smells so good. Shiru. He just woke up from his nap. I swear, like, of all the places he could sleep in my room here, he always chooses right in front of me on my table while I'm doing videos and shit. Every single time. It's so funny. I have like this whole setup for him with a little blanket in the corner and everything. But no, he wants to sleep right in front of me. Alright, now I'm just dipping into a little bit of this shade right here. It's called 1988. And I'm doing that just to get it a little bit deeper, and I'm only focusing that like right in this outer section. You could totally skip this step. So I applied it with a different blending brush, and I'm going back to the other blending brush to smooth it over. Alright, now this step that I'm doing here is crucial if you have done your face first and like your shadow started bleeding out. It just makes it easier to clean up. If you hear that bow, it's Shiru being a little shit, messing with all my makeup shit. Now that we have our crease, it is time to add the shimmer. So for the shimmer, I'm taking this liquid eyeshadow by the brand Venus Cosmetics. It's from Germany. I actually bought this when I was in Dubai. I found like the store, the Venus store there, and I was just like trying out their products, and this looked really cool to me, so I bought it. And this is literally the prettiest shadow that I've ever seen. The only thing is that the formula is a little bit difficult to work with. It does tend to like clump up if you put too much, so you want to make sure that you get a nice and thin layer everywhere where you need it. And look, you guys, this eye look that I'm showing you is so easy. Like even a beginner can do it because it's just a very classic eye. Helps if you have like a flat brush and like you just dip the product into it with the brush and then go in with it. That way it's not like clumping and it dries. Because the whole point of this is like, so it's liquid but it dries down, obviously, because that's like the whole point of liquid shadow, right? Or cream shadow, it's not even liquid. So I'm just smoothing this side over with the brush because it's giving me more control rather than using the applicator. This is what it looks like once it's dried down. It has kind of like a foil eyeshadow consistency. It kind of reminds me of the Huda Beauty textured eyeshadow palette. For liner, I'm going to be using the NYX Epic Ink Liner. That's the liquid liner that I literally use every single time. It's waterproof, it's cheap, and I use eyeliner all the time, so like I can't be bothered spending like more than like $8 on an eyeliner, and this is like $8. I think it's $8. It's between $8 to $11. It's cheap though, so highly recommend this. And I like to start with the wing itself. You guys know I can't do it without stretching on my eye. But don't stretch your eye. And then I always extend it inwards to do that like inner flick too. And then just take a Q-tip if it like gets in your eye, because that happens to me every single time. Alright, my lips were feeling a little bit grimy, but I got my liner on. I'm gonna do my lashes after I handle my lips. So first I'm gonna put a lip plumper on. That's what I had on at the start of this video. I just like to put the plumper on first so that like it can make my lips plumped by the time I need to do my lip routine. So I'm using this lip plumper by Derol Beauty. I got this on Amazon. This was the viral lip plumper thing from TikTok. That's what I have. And you want to kind of put it a little bit above your lip so it can make your lip like super plumped. It doesn't last too long though, from my experience. I actually just like the tingly feeling on my lips. Like, I know some people don't, but I like it. It's like spicy. Before lashes, y'all know I like to do my lashes before my mascara. So I'm using these lashes by House of Lashes. These are the Stella Luxe. They're really light, but they look full. So I'm using the House of Lash glue, by the way. So the trick to putting fake lashes is you have to put the glue on and let it sit. Don't put it on right away. Let it get a little bit tacky and then you stick it on. As my lashes are drying, I'm just gonna go ahead and tightline my upper waterline. I'm using the Pat McGrath Labs pencil liner. This shit needs to be sharpened. Alright, now I'm going in with the lash, so I'm lowering it from above and it should stick immediately. But if you need to like wiggle it around to adjust it, use tweezers. First, make sure that it's completely dry and then take your mascara. So I'm taking the MAC Extended Play Lash. You can use whatever mascara. And then what I like to do is go ahead and push your real lashes into the fake ones. You don't have to put mascara on your fake lashes. In fact, you shouldn't put mascara on your fake lashes because it will ruin them and you won't be able to reuse them as much. The pressure that I'm using like to put the mascara on, if my lashes were not secure, they would pop off from me putting mascara on. So look, this is the difference. This is with my mascara on my natural lashes blended into the fake ones, and this is without mascara. So like you can see, you can clearly see. So I'm going in with the same black liner and I'm tightlining my lower waterline now. I can't deal with a bare waterline. It has to be black. It's the Desi in me. Like, I need it to be black. I need there to be kajal. I feel like if I don't have eyeliner inside my eye looks naked. Even if it's a different color, like it doesn't have to be black, I just prefer black. I'm gonna smoke out my lower lash line with brown. I'm using the shade New Yorker and 1988, a mix of the two. And once I get closer to the outer edge, I'm dipping into black, just so that it looks seamless, like when I blend it into the liner. Sheru! Yeah. My lips are spicy.
Can't do that to me. Come here. Come here.
He was waiting for you this whole
I
time.
know he was.
Being a little weirdo.
Come here. Come here. What the hell you buying me for?
Because he loves you. Now, if you know me, you already know what's up. I'm about to take this Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner. This is in the shade Starfire, and I'm going to do that inner thing that I do. I don't even know what it's called, like this whole section. It's like the beginning part of your lower lash line. That's how I describe it every time, but there has to be like a name for it. I don't know what it is though, but I just put like a small dab literally right there. Okay, so eyes are officially done. I am just going to finally put highlighter on and then do my lips, and then we are done. So for highlighter, again, I am using the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This is in the shade Honey Star. Again, it's advertised as a loose setting powder, but it's not. It's a freaking highlighter. So if you buy it, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. So because it's a loose highlighting powder, it is a little bit messy to work with. I just like pour some into a cap, and then I like dab my brush into it a bunch of times like this. And then what I'll do is like tap it back in here, and then I just like softly apply it to my cheekbones. And by the way, I'm using the e.l.f. highlighting brush. e.l.f. brushes are so slept on, and they're so affordable. So definitely check them out if you're looking for brushes. Finally, for lips, I'm taking this lip liner by Mina Cosmetics. This is from Spain. I also got this when I was in Dubai. Yo, they had so many like random makeup stores that I've never even heard of, and I wanted to try like so many different brands. So I picked this lip pencil up, and I'm actually obsessed with it. This is in the shade 261. So it's made in Germany, but this brand is from Spain. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but I have like smoker's lips, which are genetic. Probably also because I smoke, but mostly genetic, okay? So I've been in the process of getting them corrected. And I'm like not prepared for it because this shit hurts so bad. I just topped it off with this Pat McGrath lip gloss. This is in the shade Bronze Temptation. I'm such a gloss girl now because I just don't like the feeling of like matte lips anymore. And whenever I look back at like my old makeup looks, even from like a year ago, I cringe so much at the fact that like I used to literally just wear matte lipstick. And it would just end up looking crusty, but I didn't care because I just didn't want to touch up. But now it's like I don't care if I touch up because I would rather have like hydrated, smooth lips rather than like crackly lips. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it for this makeup look. I'm gonna just accessorize. I already have my dress on, and I'm gonna show you my dress. Just give me like 2 minutes and I'll show you with everything what it looks like. And this is it for the final look. It's just like a really nice bronzy, coppery eye. You can wear this with pretty much anything. It's neutral enough that it would go with different colors outside of orange. So this has been kind of like my go-to lately. So let's talk details. Earrings are from Target. Necklace, you guys have seen me wear this necklace like all the time. This is from my mom. The H is from my mom. The D I got from Dubai. D for Danish. This ring is Swarovski. This is also Swarovski. Watch is Movado, and it looks upside down, but it's not. And then this is the dress. It's from Pretty Little Thing. It was very affordable. I have like 3 of these dresses. I have this orange one, I have a blue one, and then I have another orange one with like white flowers on it. But yeah, this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, comment any future video requests you have for me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!